All right, let's get into it. Okay, well, let me try to get myself together here because this camera is not being friendly. All right, welcome to the Ladies Podcast Show. I am Deborah Walter with Just Conversations on this fabulous, wonderful Sunday. Thank you guys for joining us. If you will look at the top here, we have a banner, a ticker, so to speak, that tells you our lineup for our show, the Ladies Podcast Show. We are here every Monday with Velma at 7 p.m. Central, with myself, Deborah, every other Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and Felisa every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. And then you have again myself, Deborah and Felisa. We're here every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Welcome. If you guys have been with us for a while, we thank you. We thank you for your support. We originally started out on the DM Fusion TV platform, moved over to our own platform, Ladies Podcast Show. We had a great following over there on DM Fusion TV. And now we're just looking to grow our followers here on Ladies Podcast Show. So if you were one of those who are subscribed to us on DM Fusion TV, go over to the Ladies Podcast Show, which you're obviously maybe there now if you're not viewing from Facebook, and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification button so you'll be notified when we go live. As the lineup says here, we don't want you to miss out on any opportunity to join in any conversations that we are here, that we're bringing to you guys. We enjoy what we do. And for this month, I know Felisa herself has kicked off the month of November celebrating our 1 year anniversary. It does not seem like it's been that long, but I guess it has. And there has been a lot of wonderful topics, conversation, discussions from all three of us ladies, and you guys have just made it all the worthwhile. Our official anniversary is tomorrow, November 18th. Lisa and I kicked it. Well, we celebrated together last Wednesday, but like I said, Lisa she's going to celebrate the entire month of November. So love that as well. Tonight, what are we talking about tonight? Why do men still don't view the woman as a partner in the relationship? Why do men still don't view the woman as a partner in the relationship? And I'm going to take it a little step further, kind of break it down a little bit more. It's not just romantic relationships, whether you're dating or married, it could be work relationships, it could be any relationships that you may form with the opposite sex, the male. The question is, with all the things that women have done to contribute to this society, of all the things that the women have proven and accomplished in your lifetime, my lifetime, why is it that men still don't view the woman as a partner in the relationship? So, how did I come up with this title? Why would I even want to discuss it? Being that I know we touched on it a bit on Wednesday with myself, Felisa, but I was on a business trip, and just me and my coworker were just out, grabbing something for dinner, and there was two guys. There were two guys in the restaurant, and they were kind of well, they weren't loud, but they were loud enough to where we could hear the conversation. And then we were trying to mingle, hey, how you guys doing? We're not from around, that sort of thing. And I'm going to be honest, both of those guys held a very, very strong position when it came to their view of the woman and the woman's role in this world. They had a very strong position on it. And needless to say, I was trying to introduce them to the Ladies Podcast Show. That's kind of how the conversation got started. And this one particular guy who was very vocal about his position, the woman is trying to take over everything. They're trying to rule everything. They're trying to diminish the role of the man, of the male. In his words, well, not exact words, but nevertheless, men built this world. That's what he said. Men built this world. and his position was very strong, I must say, because when I tried to go, when I walked over to engage a little bit more in the conversation, because I'm here introducing the Ladies Podcast Show. And he was like, oh, no, I can already tell. That's nothing that I even want to be involved in. That's nothing I wouldn't even tune into, because the Ladies Podcast Show, y'all just bashing me. And I'm like, no, that's not what we do over here on the Ladies Podcast Show. We cover a broad spectrum of discussions and topics. And I said, you can ask, if you just tune in, you'll see we don't just, sway our conversation or lean more favorably towards the woman in our conversation. We talk about everything. We talk about, children. We talk about love. We talk about divorce. We talk about, relationships, various, aspects of relationships. And I said, yeah, we bring up, the men too. And as we're talking about, romantic relationships, being a father, being a husband, those sort of things. But we balance the conversation. It's not one-sided at all. Just because you see me as a woman, and we have the our name of our podcast show is the Ladies Podcast Show. That doesn't mean we're necessarily just talking about women issues or whatever. And so, as I try to ease more into the conversation and try to, kind of bring, the atmosphere down, to this level, calm things, let them know, hey, I'm interested in what you're saying. I'm interested in your position and why you feel so strong about a woman, the woman's role in this world, and why you think the woman is trying to take over, rule everything, diminish, the importance of the male. And so needless to say, by the end of that conversation, he did scan our barcode, and he said he was going to tune in. Don't know if he's tuning in tonight, but I was inspired to have this topic tonight based on that conversation that I had with him. Why do men still don't view the woman as a partner in a relationship? And so, the more I talked to him, I came to, he had a background, he used to be on drugs. And I could tell, based on what he shared with me, his relationship, well, let's just say that his wife made more than him financially. And so to me, that lets me know that one, he's insecure in his relationship, because he mentioned that she helped him get off drugs and to become, the person that he is today. He could, regardless of how much he makes on his job, he said he pays all the bills. And so you would think that would be enough for him to be secure in his role. She does whatever she does with, what she brings home, and he pays all the bills. But I think where he's stuck, and this is just my own personal opinion, because she does have more of a professional job, a more professional role, and she makes more, he view himself as less. Now, I don't know what conversations they have in their relationships. I don't know if she's the type of woman that diminishes him in conversation. Indeed, I don't know. I don't know if she makes him feel like, he's less than. But I do know there are situations, or I know of, males who are in his situation where the woman makes more, she may be more educated, and they make less. And I know how to them, they've shared how that plays on their psyche. So what do I say to that? What advice do I have for that? Well, for one, if you're in a relationship where the female makes more, she has more of a professional job, she may be contributing financially, helping pay the bills, versus, he said he pays all the bills. All I can say is, if you're in a relationship with a woman that reminds you every day, that reminds you in some form of fashion that she makes more, she's more educated, you're less than, then you're in a relationship with the wrong person. I will say that. You are in a relationship with the wrong person, because I also, I know couples in that same situation where the female makes more educated, more, have a more professional job, so to speak, where that is not the case. The male does not feel less than, there's a balance in their household. They balance each other, so to speak, and that's what life is all about. If you've been on my podcast show, you have heard me speak about, The universe the universe provides balance. There's the yin and the yang, the give and the take. The universe is all about bringing balance. And it's the same thing in a relationship. What we should be seeking in our relationships, in all our relationships, about bringing balance. Not to say that you can't be in a relationship, successfully have a successful relationship where the woman makes more, society is evolving, people, with the role. And I know Felicia and I have talked about the gender roles and how things are evolving, and it's not, such a societal norm for the man to go and bring home the bacon, so to speak, and the woman is at home, taking care of the children, cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing. The roles are switching, things are changing, but yet and still in that evolution, there needs to be balance, right? So in his situation, my advice would be, if that is happening to him to where he's not feeling equal, he's not feeling heard in his relationship, his wife or, significant other is making them feel less than because she makes more, then you're in a relationship with the wrong person. And then if she is not doing that, then there's some insecurities within yourself that you need to work out, that you need to work through. Because if your partner is doing everything that they can, to support you and keep you lifted up or whatever, then those are some insecurities that you need to work through on your own. Having a supportive relationship is so important. Having a balanced relationship is so important. And the woman, I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to jump into the questions, but I just want to share how this whole topic got started. If you are doing that to your partner, if you are the ones who's paying all the bills, so to speak, and you make that person feel less than because they're not, or you may throw it in their face in a moment of an argument or a disagreement, then shame on you. Then shame on you. You are in the relationship with the wrong person. Right? And as I said, society is evolving. Women have contributed a lot, and we're going to go over some of those things. I'm going to share some of those things. All right. If you have just joined us on the Ladies Podcast Show, Why Do Men Still Don't View the Woman as a Partner in a Relationship? We're going to try to pull back some of the layers on this conversation. As much as we have evolved, we still have some more evolving to do. Unfortunately, some men are just want to hold that position. It could be just, old school. They were brought up that way. They don't see the world in any other way, and that's just going to be their stance on it. But that's going to be unfortunate because life is all about change and evolving, and it is, as they say, the only thing that is constant in this life is change, and you got to learn to embrace it and move with those flows. All right, I'm going to make sure we got any comments. Okay, we're going to get some of the comments before I dive any further into this topic and catch some of these questions. Hi, Felisa. Good evening. And I think because a lot of men, I'm going to put you up here on the screen, Lisa. Let me show it. Good evening. I think because a lot of men still living by the man is the head of the household. Absolutely. Absolutely. They feel like, they go home, they bring home the bacon, they go out and work. They bring home the bacon. They feel like, I run this, what I say goes, but times are changing. There are more and more women out in the workforce and things are changing. We're going to dive into that a little bit more. Lisa said, do 50-50 still exist in relationships? I don't think the 50-50 has 50-50 ever. I think that's a good question. Has 50-50 ever existed in a relationship? I've heard someone say that it's never been 50-50. It's always 60-40. And which of the ones in the relationship given the 60 versus the 40? I don't know. But and I guess that's a hard statistic to capture, to be honest, because when you're talking about 50-50 relationship, you have to kind of dissect that thing, compartmentalize it, right? There's a lot of factors to consider. Lisa, you and I have talked about this on our Wednesday show, but not beyond finances, right? You got household needs, who's doing the cooking? Who's doing it? Okay, both of you guys are working. Let's just put, that scenario out there. Both of you guys are working, regardless of who is bringing in what. Their household needs, who's doing the cooking, who's doing the cleaning, who's taking the kids to school, who's helping the kids with the homework, who's tending to the children when they're sick, who's going out to buy groceries, who's taking the kids to the doctor's appointments, who's tending to the yard work. The list goes on and on. If you have your own household, you understand these things. There's always something to do, and so if you have a partner, that is, working and helping with all those things, maybe you can say it's 50-50, but like I said, it's kind of hard to really pinpoint that. So I'm going to stick with the 60-40. I'm going to say there's always one person giving more in a relationship than the other. I mean, we can say even emotional support, right? Emotional support. Who, is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? But across the scale, I'm just going to say 60-40 for myself. Hello, Magic Smith. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here before I get going too much. All right, another comment from Lisa. We have, your partner intimidated other because one make more money. I suggest to just be by myself, period. But Lisa, honestly, there are some men, and not all, because like I said, some men, they are evolving with the change, with gender roles. They understand the change. They understand, the direction that, the world is headed in. But there are some, like that guy that I met in that restaurant, both of them. I mean, if you could have just seen their demeanor, their posture when I got up from sitting at the table with my coworker, and just walked over, because I said, okay, let's make this more personal, a little bit more face to face, because we were kind of sectioned off, because they were more in the bar area. And so I said, because I wanted to tell them about Ladies Podcast Show, and he was like, oh, just look how she's just coming over here, just sitting there all manly. I'm like, oh. I started laughing. I'm like, hold on, time out. I said, no. I said, I just felt like it was, I just wanted to have a more personal conversation with you versus trying to stand up and talk over, the barrier. I just thought to walk over here. And I said, I just want to have a conversation. I just want to collaborate with you on this conversation, because you have such a strong opinion about women and their role. I said, yes, I get it. Am I stronger than a man? I mean, I'm going to say no. I mean, there's some things that I would say prefer. I need help lifting the couch, if you're moving, or, changing the tire. Now, women, pump your brakes. I'm not saying that all women, I know some women that works in auto mechanics. I know there's some women that work in jobs where they, move people around, lift furniture. I get all of that. But for me, I prefer a man to do that. I do. I mean, because to me, a woman is just built different. The man has more body mass. They're stronger, in my opinion. And women, if you want to get out there and do all that man stuff, look, more power to you. Because I don't. Now, when they talk about equality, that's one of the things that, y'all can have that. I understand that women work in construction. That was one of his saying. That's one of the things that the guy said. Men built this world. I said, yeah, that's true. Like I said, the universe is all about balance. Men are equipped to do certain things, and women are equipped to do certain things. And I think if we align ourselves with our femininity, in the men, their masculinity, and this is, not throwing, this is no negative tone to anyone in the, gay community or anything like that. These are my personal views. I identify as a heterosexual, and so my views are going to always be more slanted towards, that, nuclear family, the male, female. So, but I'm not disregarding you guys at all. To carry this conversation forward, that's going to be my angle, right? And so, yes, men have contributed a lot in construction. And I mean, you don't see a whole lot of women in construction, but they are there. That is not my ministry. That's not for me. That's not what I want. I don't want, first of all, I don't like to be, it's not for me. I just believe in balance, because you take the woman Who would agree with me when I say, when it comes to raising children, providing a nurturing, caring, loving environment, is that more so of the man or the woman? I just want to hear your views on that. When it comes to nurturing, was the woman built to be the nurturer, or were the men built to be the nurturer? Let me know in the comments, and I'll pick the conversation up from there. All right. B. Walter stated, a strong relationship thrives on understanding and flexibility rather than rigid rules like 50-50 splits. Okay, then, I hear you. Happiness stems from supporting each other and ensuring responsibilities are met regardless of who does what. It's about teamwork and harmony. There you go. Harmony, balance. Harmony, balance. Focusing on shared goals rather than perfect equality. I mean, because at the end, 100%. I couldn't have said it better, B. Walter. 100%. So that, like I said, I believe more in the 60-40, but it's kind of hard to pinpoint it. And you will know in your own relationships, you will know who is doing more than the other, because you're going to end up being stressed, pulled in too many different directions. And when you get to that point, what do? You talk to your partner, you communicate with your partner, say, hey, can you help me? I'm kind of stressed out right now with work. Can you help with the children? Can you help get the homework done? Can you, pick up dinner? Like B. Walter said, it's all about balance and harmony and making sure things are getting done. But if you are, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there. It's difficult for me to ask for help, because in my mind, the way Deborah is wired up here, I can do it myself. I get it done myself. And in my mind, the way Deborah thinks, can't nobody do it better than I can. If I want the job done, I need to do it myself. If I want the job done right, I got to do it myself. But let me tell you, as I've grown older and been more open-minded about things, I am learning, still learning, to ask for help. I am. And so when I do ask for help, I get it. Look at that. There's no magic in that. If you ask for, closed mouth don't get fed. So ask for help. If you feel the scales are off balance, if you feel like, the most of the load is on you, then ask for help. Now, if your partner is not willing to help, oh my God, I don't even know if I want to go down this road, because it's just beyond helping. If you got a partner that is not working, if you got a partner that just sit at home and do video games all day, if you got a partner that is not willing to, while you're out at work, let me make sure that, I'm going to go pick up something for dinner. Maybe they're not good at cooking or whatever, but let me go make sure there's some dinner ready. So, they ain't got to worry about that. Let me help the kids. My wife, my husband got a project that's due. Let me help with the kids' homework. Let me see what they need. Take some of that stress. And you know what? A partner that sees that without you having to ask, that is love. Do you hear me? That is love, love, love. Because that means you paying attention. You watching your partner. You see some stress on them. You see some worry on them. You want to help in some kind of way. And so you may engage, say, hey, is there anything going on? Is there any way I can help you? Anything that needs to be done? That is love, when your partner just straight out see that things are off balance and they come to you and ask if you need help. But if, like I said, if you got a partner that ain't working, ain't contributing any kind of way, I'm going to say you in a relationship with the wrong person. Now, if you're okay with that, if you're not complaining, you ain't calling mama, sister, grandmama, brother, your friend, and complaining. If you ain't doing none of that, you cool with it, then by all means, more power to you. That's your household. You run it. I ain't knocking it one way or the other. But if you are complaining and it is very obvious to you what the problem is, and you try to address that with your partner, and your partner's not listening, I ain't getting no, I'm good. Then you got to do something about it. Point blank, period. You just got to do something about it. All right, let me get, these comments are coming in. Hold on. A lot of them. Lisa said, Like we say all the time, these women have evolved, and nowadays they feel like they can do it all and don't need a partner for help either, whatever, with whatever. That is true, Lisa. And I'm gonna say this. I am not one of those women. I don't mind being, yeah, the topic is partner. I don't mind yes, love to have a partner relationship, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say in this baby, I don't mind the man being the head of the household. And this is coming from an alpha female who's very independent and very strong-minded. I don't mind a man being the head of the household. But at the same time, you got to be a man that I can trust and respect to be the head of the household and not run this family into the ditch. You got to be that guy. Because like I said, I'm not going to sit back and just watch you just, continue, to run us off a cliff. No, you got to be a strong male that, loves family, believes in taking care of the family. And, I'm going to respect you in that way. But here's the but. Even in saying, I don't mind the man being the head of the household, that does not mean you're going to diminish my role. That's not going to mean that I'm not going to partner in things that are, I'm not going to partner with you in running this household. That does not mean I'm not your partner. It means that we're going to talk about things, especially important decisions that have to be made in the household. That doesn't mean that you just go make all these decisions and we don't consult each other. We don't communicate. We don't talk. No, it does not mean that. It means that I trust you enough. I know you well enough that you're going to put this family first. That's what it means when I say I don't mind the man being the head of the household. And for those women, I respect you greatly. And I'm going to share some of the things, the way women have, society has evolved and women has done marvelous, wonderful things in this world, have contributed greatly in innovation, in science, in medicine, all those things. But yet and still, on a great scale, men still don't view the woman as a partner. Because they are holding on to those old societal views of the role of the woman. And just as I said, I don't mind the man being the head of the household. There are some women who just don't mind turning it all over to him. So it's a mix. It's a different flavor of positions and views out there. And I'm not knocking any of them. It works for you. At the end of the day, it's all about balance. It's all about balance. All right. Felicia, Jane. Ooh, Lisa, I was thinking about that song. I was thinking about that James Brown song. James Brown said that this is a man's world. Whatever that means here in 2024, I don't know what that means. What's the rest of it, Lisa? It's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. I think that's what he said. Now, what James Brown meant in that, I believe he meant, just like I'm saying, it's all about balance. Everyone has a part to play. Just don't overplay your part. Yes, woman, we have been liberated. We have been given freedoms. We can go out there in the workforce. We can vote. We can own land. We can innovate. We can create. We can do all these things. But in my opinion, hear me clearly when I say in my opinion, we still have a role to play in the household. We are the nurturers. God made us the nurturer. And if you're out there, I'm telling you, I am here to tell you, it is all about balance. If you are a woman that is so focused on your career, you in these big executive roles, CEO, CIO, COO, with directors, whatever the case may be. And I know I've worked in corporate America for a long time. Those roles are very, very demanding of your time. And if you're spending more time over there doing your work, working on your career, building your profession, and you got children, who's tending to the kids? Daddy can only do so much in his masculinity. We are the nurturers. You know, who's giving out the hugs and the kisses and, telling, it's going to be, who's nurturing? It's going to be okay. Who's doing all of that? Who's doing all that? If you focus over here so much, who's taking, even when, in those such powerful roles that women, choose to be in, even the men, they need nurturing, they need love, and they need. So if you put a lens in those type of relationships, you're going to see that the balance is off. Like I said, if that's your preference, if you guys have learned to manage through all of that, kudos for you. But I prefer, like I said, the man can be the head of the household, but I'm going to be your partner at the same time. And to me, that is balance. I mean, that's just how I view it. The man leading the family, leading the household, and the female, the wife, your partner being a partner in the most important aspects of the relationship. So absolutely. The Black Vendetta Racing Group. Okay, I think I said the right. The Black Vendetta Racing Group, because Black women are mostly Oh, Lisa, I know you see that comment, Lisa. Because Black women are mostly undateable. I'm gonna have to put that up on the screen. Look, I respect all comments that come in here, as long as they're not derogatory, nasty, and all that stuff. And yeah, because Black women are mostly undateable. It is impossible to communicate with a woman, especially a Black so-called woman. Not all. That's what I'm going to say to that Black Vendetta Racing Group. Not all. Not all women are. And if I may just take a moment, because there's a few podcasters that I listen to on YouTube, and there's one particular one that gives an explanation. I'm going to try to explain this or give it back out, share what I interpreted this podcaster to say, and giving an explanation to why some men, not all, feel that Black women are mostly undateable and it's impossible to talk to them. Let me tell you why. Because so as much as times have changed, so has the Black community. And I'm just going to speak to the Black community because I am Black. I'm not speaking to any other community, race, or group. When the government introduced welfare, Section 8, food stamps, welfare checks, one of the things I know specifically when it comes to Section 8, there cannot be a man in the household, be it boyfriend, husband, or whatever. It only could be the mother and the children. And so for those women who chose to sign up for those government programs, that was one of the requirements, one of the restrictions. You cannot have a male figure in the home. And they would actually come out and make, monthly visits, every 2-3, every quarter. They would make visits to make sure there were no male clothes, no signs of a male living in your household. I got family members, saw them do it. So to me, the introduction of welfare also caused the demise in the Black community, taking the male figure out of the home and leaving it up to the female. And the reason, okay, let me take it back a little bit. Why would you ask that the Black female would have to even get on Section 8, get on welfare, get on food stamps? Is it because the father of those children decided that they weren't going to be there, that they weren't going to help support in raising their children, taking care of their children, out there making babies all over the place? Or is it because the female not really taking responsibility of their reproduction and just having babies with these different fellas? Okay, one time, oops, I get it, my mistake, but you 2, 3, 4 times. There's different ways you can carry this conversation, and there's so many layers to it. But the purpose of me bringing it up, welfare, the introduction of welfare, especially when it came to Section 8, the men could not live in the home with the children. They could not be there with their family. So answering that question, why did a woman have to even end up on those government programs? Depends on which side you want to look at it. Man decided not to be there. The woman decided, continue to not be responsible and protect herself and not have children until she, there was a guy stood them up to wed and all that stuff. So with the male not being present, the woman had to take on not just the role of the mother, but also the role of the father. And had to be more masculine in her approach than nurturing. Because she didn't have a support system. She not only had to worry about a roof, didn't have to worry about a roof over here because it was government, but you get what I'm saying. She had to play both roles and more so becoming more masculine in her role than feminine. And all that, the stress of it all, the emotional stress of it all. And so when you say a Black woman is undateable, what type of Black woman are you trying to date? What type of Black woman are you trying to date? Because you have to compartmentalize the Black vendetta racing group. You have to compartmentalize the conversation because you can't throw all Black women in the same bucket. And I know you said mostly. Are you trying to date one of these career-driven professional women? And it also depends on the person now, because like I said, when you have women in those type roles, it's a dog eat dog or a dog eat dog world out there when it comes to those type of professions. It's so demanding. It's a lot on you, and then you have males in those roles are predominantly male, and so they have to fight tooth and nail not only to get promoted in those particular roles, but they also have to work. They have to fight just to maintain those particular roles. Hey, Miss Felisa, I look like you want to be added to the stage, darling.
And do. And do.
Welcome. So
Hey.
did you want to address the Black vendetta racing group?
I sure do.
Go ahead, because I was trying to take them to a place because you just can't load it up like that and put it in a pretty
It'll take me too long to try to text and type. By the time I get through typing, you're going to be moved on to question number 5. Yes, I do.
Go ahead, Lisa.
First of all, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth of all, to the Black vendetta race group, if that's the problem, if that's what you're saying about Black women, just gonna call us out. What's your nationality? First of all, what's your nationality? Second of all, do you really understand the nature of a woman, a partner, a partnership? Do you understand the nature of two people trying to come together and make things work? Because when I read your comment, I mean, this is podcast, but Deborah, I can say a whole lot.
Hey, you go ahead on.
But they made it very clear that it is not that we don't want them, but most of them are. What are you trying to say? Just go ahead and say it. Because with that comment, I'm a Black woman. And so what is your nationality? Let me go down and make sure, see have they responded back.
Let's see. I think so. Hold on. Let me do this. It doesn't matter what a man is doing. Let's be honest. A so-called woman will find fault somewhere. I mean to say, there is no such thing as alpha female. Oh, I beg to differ. What is your definition of an alpha female?
What is your definition? You guys lie about okay, I see it. They just responded. You guys lie about everything big and small, and you thought we would make one of you. But what is your nationality?
Right.
Are you Hispanic? Are you white? Are you the president?
Wait a minute, you the
president? Oh, you the president? Oh, well, since this is the president, no wonder he said what this, I'm gonna say he said what he said, and I'm gonna get off. I'm enjoying the show, baby. Go ahead.
Thank you.
You the president. That sums it up right there.
That's enough. That mentality.
He came back and said, no, that's not him. Are these two people the same people, Deborah? Because got two different names, but it seemed like they answering the same question. He said, I'm a Black man, almost 50.
Oh, he said, no, they're not the same. The Black vendetta racing group said, no. 2-piece out of biscuit. 2-piece and a biscuit. Okay, 2-piece and a biscuit. I'm a Black man, almost 50. He said most of my family is 7% female. All right, so what that says? What does that say?
Yeah, because I mean it's podcast, so just say what you're not saying.
Yeah, just say what you want to say.
You know, ain't nobody getting offended. No matter what they feelings on their shoulder. I'm in the bed. I'm very curious. I want to know.
Right.
I want to know what the Black Vendetta race group got to say about the Black woman. Why are they just singling out the Black women? That's what I want to know.
That's a good
But I
question.
came live. I want that person to explain, and because I'm a Black woman.
Right. Make one of you president. Oh, make one of you president. What do you mean by that? Make one of you president of what? What do you mean? What do you mean? So you got to understand that these conversations are not just straightforward. There's so many factors, so many variables to consider. And when you make a comment like the Black woman is undateable, you can't talk to her. Well, what type of Black woman are you dating? What is her background?
Well, let me add to this, and then I'm gonna get off. What I see with the lot, because this person have not told me their nationality, but anyways, I'm gonna say this: a lot of Black men, when they are in high school, college, and when they get drafted to the NBA, they be with the Black woman, you know, from all that duration of the time, and the time they get drafted to the NBA or the NFL or wherever they're going to make millions of dollars, they go with the I'm gonna say it, they go with the other colors, and then they are the ones that take them up and down and through there. And when they get through dogging them out and taking their money and doing everything but dying with them, then they want to come running back to the Black woman. So I want this person to explain to me, what do you mean by especially the Black women? No class? The Black Vendetta Racing Group says no class.
Okay.
We have no class.
No class.
In 2024, there's no such thing as a Black woman. In 2024, there's lies you tell in 2024, 2034, 44, and 54. I'm gonna be Black to the day I die. That's my skin tone color.
All right. So look, the Black Vendetta Racing Group. Now, look, you started this conversation. Your comments out. You started your comments to where okay, you weren't going too far left with your comments, but now you're becoming nasty. And like I've told you on this podcast show, we do not deal with any vulgarity. We do not deal with any, your nastiness is not going to be welcome here. So if you do continue, you will be blocked.
I just want to know, what makes the Black woman stand out?
Yeah, what makes the Black woman stand out?
That's all I want to know.
We want to know, why do you feel so strongly about the Black woman? Are you Black? Are you a Black male? Tell us that much at least. And then we can the conversation can kind of get balanced a little bit. Because right now you in all out of Black mode.
Christina Rage says, rage bait, find something else better to do.
I agree.
I'm assuming she's talking to this person.
Vendetta.
Yeah. But this person, the Black Vendetta Race Group, is not going to answer me, so I'm going to get off, girl. But
he said that he was not Black. Then what color are you? Well, you really shouldn't even be on here speaking.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't be on here speaking about the Black woman. If you're not, then move on, sir. Move on.
Oh, I know Christina. Christina said, I'm talking about the person, not you. I promise. Oh, Christina, I pretty much got it. We got it.
Yeah, we got it.
But thank you. Thank you for that, because this show is about LOVE, and everybody do have a voice, and everybody do, have, their own preference. But tonight's show is titled, Why Do Men Still View the Women as a Partner in a Relationship? That's what we are tonight, not to, be calling nobody out of their names and degrading nobody. So Christina, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Vincent, thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Deborah, I'm going to get off. Vincent said, strong, Deborah, first strong, but I'm going to get off.
Thank Lisa.
Love you.
Well, I'm going to say this, the Black Vendetta Racing Group. Apparently your comments are offensive. I'm going to be honest. It's very offensive to the Black woman. No need for name calling, unattractive, fat, and all that, because that is not the case. I don't know what part of the world or the universe you live in. Maybe you are somewhere in the deep forest in a hut, and that maybe you came across one particular Black woman that met all the criteria that you just described and put a bad taste in your mouth. But in your corner, the only thing I can offer up to you is to get out into the world a little bit more, okay? Get out into the world a little bit more. Because there is so much to the Black woman, there's so much history to the Black woman, even to the ones that you may identify to be angry, undateable, whatever. Learn the history, learn the background. People are complicated, and in some cases, they're not. There's probably a whole story behind the women who have offended you and make you take this type of posture. I assure you. So now, if you're willing to just, have more of an open mind and have a better dialogue with us on this show about that, then you're more than welcome to stay. But if not, I'm going to ask you to leave. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to go back because we took so much time trying to unravel that conversation. I'm going to try to go back and get some more of these questions because two-piece and a biscuit, you've been chiming in pretty well. So I definitely don't want to overlook you in any kind of way. So let me try to make my way back to the top. Okay. Wow. Okay. It's not that we don't. Okay, Suzette says, oh no, that's not true about Black women. And we know that. We definitely know that. Comical, hexical, let's be real, it's just Black American women. I honestly don't, I can't say. Have you been in any other parts of the world, Europe, Asia, perhaps, and you've come across other Black women, you can make that judgment call? Comical, hexical, okay? And like I said, it could just be the women that you've come in contact with. The world is vast, it's huge. And I'm pretty sure you've come in contact with probably 0.00000.1% of Black women. And yes, we are the nurture, as Lisa said. That's when the kids start raising themselves. That is true. When mama is too much out of the home, it becomes unbalanced. I'm sorry, it becomes unbalanced. Starchy, why are you trying to have a genuine discussion with a brainless, racist misogynist? You know, Starchy. I mean, we try to give everyone an opportunity to come in on the show and try to get, give feedback. And like I said, once it starts going too left or whatever, we do not tolerate that type of tone. Two-piece and a biscuit, equality lead to this. When they let Black people stuff, everything can do it. Do stuff, anything can do it. Let's see. I'm a Black man, almost 50. Welcome. Okay. And you talk with a lot of sense. Thank you for that. Most of my family is 70% female. Christina Mays, a woman who knows how to take control. Okay. Two-piece and a biscuit said one female at a time. I was probably 7 years old in the 80s. Two-piece and a biscuit. I've been one at a time my whole life. Best decision ever. Absolutely. No double dipping is what I think you're saying. No double dipping. It's just easier that way. Christina Mays, Rage Bait. Yeah, we read find something else better to do. Absolutely. We thank you for that. Marcus Cliver, what your question was? What? I'm not sure what you're asking about there. Glenn Shepard, Black women are more delusional now. I have no idea what you mean by that. If you can give some more context, like I said, keep it pretty, keep it clean. Otherwise, we do not want to hear it. Y'all are not going to get on here and bash Black women. This conversation is universal, okay? Vincent Worker, okay, Christine, y'all are so funny. Keep doing what you're doing. I know it gets kind of tested sometimes. Two-piece and a biscuit again. I stopped dating in 1994 because I'm unsure who's my family. What? Who's my family in America? What you mean, two-piece and a biscuit? You ain't dated in, what is that, 20 years, 10 years, 20 years? That's a long time. Because you're unsure who your family is in America. Okay, you may want to find that out, sir, and get back out there in the dating world. It's not good for a man to be alone. Met a lovely lady in 1995, and I only dealt with her since. Okay, now you're telling me more of the story. Okay, I'm not good enough for the modern female. I was raised by ancient humans. Well, that's kind of where I was going with the Black vendetta, because you can't just make blanket conversations like that. The world is complex. People can be complex. Their history, their background tells a lot about a person, tells a lot about their personality, what has built them to be the person that they are today. Whether you agree with their views, agree with the way they view the world, whether you agree with the way they carry themselves, their history has made them, and their experiences have made them who they are. And you cannot add or take away from that. You have to make a decision for yourself. Okay, if you continue to attract unfavorable people in your life, be it male or female, then I think you need to have some self-reflection, some introspection, so to speak. You need to sit back and ask yourself, is it me? Why? Because look, if you're on my podcast show, tonight is different. It's a different tone because I'm more on a spiritual slant with my conversations, just conversations with Deborah. But, I appreciate tonight's topic and feedback that I'm receiving from people. But I talk more so about how we are energy beings. Everything in this world is energy, right? And you attract what you are. Whatever energy you put out there, be it good or bad, be it positive or negative, you're going to attract what you're putting out. And you may not even realize what type of energy you're putting out there. And that's why on my show, I talk about it's so good to have some introspection, some self-reflection, some time to meditate and to get to know yourself. You heard me say on this show, sit with yourself sometimes. And we can be so judgmental when it comes to other people. But when it comes to ourselves, we want to pick and choose, what good we see in ourselves or what bad we see in ourselves. I'm one to tell you, no, it's not good to sit and tell myself, you know what, Deborah? You could have done better than that. You could have chose some different words. You didn't have to say that to that person. You didn't have to make them feel that way. Yeah, it's hard for you to say to yourself, yeah, Deborah, I'm wrong. I could have done better. But when it comes to other people, you quick to, to fire shots, and say what they should do better, what they should do differently, what they should say differently, how they should act differently. Sit back, have some retrospection, the Black Vendetta Racing Group. Sit back and ask yourself, why are you continually to attract the same type of undateable, unable to communicate Black women? The world is vast. If you feel like you done tapped out when it comes to the Black woman, then move on. You don't have to bash her. Because at the end of the day, we have to take some responsibility and some accountability for our actions in a type of people and actions that we draw to ourselves. You are what you put out. Is it difficult for you to be communicated with? Ask yourself these things. What type of person are you? Really take a deep look. My motto is do no harm. Do no harm. That's my motto. And whatever you're doing, whatever actions that you're taking in your life, do no harm. Now, does that mean everybody live by that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you've been on my show before, you understand. I say there is good and bad in all of us. And how you choose to use your energy depends on you. And yes, our experiences, whether we've gone through trauma, bad times, bad relationship after bad relationship, be it or not, that energy sticks on you. And when you jump out there in the dating world too soon, try to introduce yourself to someone new, you're bringing all that toxicity with you. And guess what? That's you're going to attract that. You're going to attract the energy that you're giving out. You're not ready. Take some time for yourself. Regardless if it's a romantic relationship, if it's professional, take some time for yourself and reset. Life is about balance. Creation is about balance. When God created this universe, it was perfectly created. I'm telling you, if we all just slow down long enough and just pay attention to the smallest of things, everything balances itself out. So if you need balance in your life, if you want to attract better people in your life, if you want to be a better person, sit with yourself and understand who you are, what type of person you are. And back to the person said there's no such thing as an alpha female. Absolutely, certainly there is. Be them born or made. Absolutely. I identify as one of those because, as I say on my show as well, because I also believe in numerology. All things matter. Energy. When you are born into this world, you are imprinted with a certain personality. And there's no way around it. Do you hear me? You can try to suppress who you are, but then when you do that, you just throwing yourself off balance. You have to accept who you are. And what numerology say about me and my character, very independent. leader. I'm a leader, very competitive. Hard for me, like I said, it's hard for me to ask for help. I try to get things done on my own. That is who I am. That's part of who I am. And all that speaks toward alpha mentality. Do it myself or it don't get done. Lead the way. So that's what I meant by alpha female. Now, if you got a different definition than what I just explained, please give it to me. I try to be open-minded and I want to talk about it. There's nothing wrong with talking about it. As long as we keep it clean, like I said, just keep it clean. But the bottom line is, regardless of what type of relationship you are in, it's all about balance. I implore you to seek balance in whatever aspect in your life, because if not, you're going to be the one that's going to be distraught, stressed. In one of our shows, me and Lisa talked about, are you thirsty or severely dehydrated? That was part of that conversation. Have you allowed a person to take too much from you, too much of your energy, and haven't replenished you? If you're in a relationship with the right partner, they're going to replenish you. Y'all are going to replenish each other. You're going to strike that balance. That doesn't mean that things are never going to get off balance. Of course, we're human. We're human. And in today's society, there's so much to distract us from each other. We need to get back to being around each other, learning each other, and stop having these surface level relationships. Our relationships are primarily with our phones these days, our devices. Spend some time with yourself. Learn yourself. And I do it. One of the reasons I delved into numerology is because I wanted to know more about me. Who am I? Versus just learning who I am through mere experiences. I wanted to understand me from top to bottom. What makes me me? What makes me click? What makes me happy? What motivates me? What makes me sad? And then learning who I am, you can also learn who your partner or who your potential partner is going to be, because numerology tells you you're either going to be in a natural match with somebody, which means you just get that person. It's not going to be y'all just going to jive. Y'all don't have to go through all this figuring. Y'all just get each other. The relationship is just going to seem so smooth and natural. You're going to or you can be in a relationship with someone where you're just compatible. You may have some ebbs and lows, your little personality conflicts here and there. And when you get in a relationship with someone that's just down outright challenging, has nothing to do with skin color, has nothing to do with gender, but everything to do with personality. If you get in a relationship with someone who just down outright challenging, I want to know that. Now I'm married now. It could, been married for a very long time and blessed to have a natural match with my husband. But for those who are seeking relationships or in relationships, it's important to know what type of person you're in a relationship with. Because like I said, if you continue to choose the same person over and over again, that energy is stuck on you. That's what that means. That's why you continue to choose the same type person. Personality. Person has a personality. And if you keep choosing the same type personalities that are toxic to you, that are a challenge to you, then I implore you to pull back. Take some time to get to know yourself. And then, numerology is for me. And maybe that's something you can look into. So you can learn these people before you get so emotionally invested in them, to know if they're going to be a challenge or not. And like I said, not that, you can't be in a relationship with someone that's challenged, but when you just want to be in a relationship with someone that's just easy, there's no big major clashes, personality clashes, so to speak. All right, this is amazing. I'm going to take a break. This is amazing. I have not even asked question number 1. And I may not even go back up. I may just spew them out, but I'm so certain that with this almost an hour's time that I've touched on them in some form of fashion. The Black Vendetta Racing Group said this is gold. If that's a compliment, I receive it. Thank you very much. Two Pieces in a Biscuit said, Vendetta, when you want to debate alpha female theory. Come on now, Two Pieces in a Biscuit. I think that was you who said there's no such thing as an alpha female. Now, I gave you my definition of an alpha female, and that's just based on my personality and who I am. I want to hear your definition. All right, Matthew said a good woman brings out the best in a man. So if your man is not being his best, then that means you're not a good enough woman. You know what? That may be one side of the spectrum, but it goes both ways, Matthew. It goes both ways. If you were listening to me, I said it's all about balance. All responsibility is not just on one person. It's not just on the female. It's a relationship, a partnership with two people. Two people. Felisa said, two pieces in the business. I'm lost on that one. Yeah, I want to hear about his take on the alpha female. The black vendetta. You have a husband. We should all pray for that. Look, all right. So now I was trying to be nice to you, the Black Vendetta Racing Group. Now you must go. Have a nice one. All right. Two pieces of biscuit for Lisa. Unconditional love from opposite sex is indescribable. It is. It is. Balance. Balance. Lisa said, great show, girl. I enjoyed it to the fullness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I'm just gonna go back to the top here and I do want to give an opportunity on what to show you guys what some of the questions were. And if I feel like I didn't touch on any of them, I don't mind, hanging on tonight for a little bit longer to do that. So, what cultural societal factors contribute to men's reluctance to see women as equal partners in relationships? And so we said it's just, those old societal norms where they feel like the woman belongs in the house, taking care of the house and the children. And some men, depending on what era you were raised in, they just refuse to let go of those societal norms. And if it's working for their household, if they have a wife or a partner that is okay with that, then they just roll with it. 2, how do traditional gender roles influence men's perception of partnerships in romantic relationships? Like I said, they, same thing. The woman, they just feel like, the woman should run the household, not have a job, and, just take care. They take care of all the finances or whatever. And they just, they prefer it that way. 3, in what ways can education and awareness campaigns help shift men's views on gender equality in relationships? I think what I would do at this particular time to kind of help, maybe it will just help shed some light on some ways that, we shed some light on some of the ways that women have contributed to society. Maybe that would kind of, sway the opinion a little bit. Let's go here. And I just want to read out some of the ways that women have contributed. Women have made many contributions to innovation in a variety of fields, including science, technology, engineering, and other areas. Some of the inventions they include the dishwasher, windshield wipers. Oh, wow. Windshield wipers, fire escape, life raft, airplane muffler, alphabet blocks, and the first 100% solar powered houses. Now, that's news to me. I did not know that. As far as women's contribution to computer science, women have made significant contributions to computer science, including Grace Hopper, who developed computer languages written in English and invented compiler that translate human instructions into computer commands. All right, and just to read a little bit more, biology and medicine. Women have made important contributions to biology and medicine, including Lydia Villa Komarov, who discovered that bacteria can be engineered to produce human insulin, and Barbara McClintock, who won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for her discovery of the jumping gene. So that's just some of the ways that women have contributed to society. I mean, so it just goes to show, let me stop sharing. It just goes to show that, we do have a place outside the home. There's greater ways that we have and continue to contribute to society. But like I said, we are primarily the nurturers. Women are the nurturers. And if you make such great contributions, it also requires so much of your time. It's going to require so much of your time outside the home. And there are some women who recognize that and they choose not to have a family. Is that selfish of them? No, I just think they understand the world and they understand that, it really does take a mother along with the father in the home to balance the scales and, in managing a household, the mother being there as the nurturer. And so those women who understand that and have, dedicated or have decided to dedicate so much of their time in such demanding roles, then, you know, kudos to them for making that decision. They, you know, they see it and they say, well, no, we're not gonna, you know, we're just not going to have families. And so, but those women, you know, like I said, not knocking it. If you are in those such roles and more and have decided to have a family, you're more outside of the home than in, then you're going to have some balance issues. That's my opinion of it. You're just going to have some balance issues. Oh wow. Okay, we got more comments coming in. I'm gonna catch them. I'm gonna catch them, guys. That's all the questions I'm gonna read, so I can go ahead and get some of these questions. Catch up with some of these comments. T said, I have been afraid to commit to women that don't see fit as a suitable future mother. I mean, that is, you know, that's a judgment call. And I think that's a good judgment call because it's important. Raising children is a serious matter. It is. It's a very serious matter and nothing to be taken lightly. So, you know, good for you. Two Piece in the Business said, yes, my eldest auntie has 11 kids, 1,000 grandkids. Oh my gosh. She was 97, passed away last year. Okay, that's a lot. But hey, replenish the earth. We're told to go out and replenish the earth. Reginald Mustard Bacon, introspection is a rare skill. It is, but it's not, you know, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. You got to start somewhere. It could only benefit, right? Reginald, you know, anything that's worth having is, you know, is worth putting in the time and effort to make it happen. Two Piece in the Biscuit. My mom was born in 1945. Her mom was born in 19, and her dad. Wait a minute now. Two Piece in the Biscuit. Now, what? Ain't no way. What? 1945. Her mom was born in 1901. Her dad 1870. He was a slave. My dad was born in 1938, and his parents were slave children. Oh, you got a lot of history there. You have a lot of history there. Two Piece in the Biscuit. Oh my gosh. Ricky Williams said, "Don't listen to them." You're right. Hey. We just try to make it all fair and equal on the Ladies Podcast Show. We're definitely not going to condone any nastiness from anyone. We, you know, when it comes to whether you're male, female, whatever your gender, whatever, we accept everybody on this show, and we welcome all comments and feedback back. But if you're going to be narrow-minded and nasty about it, we're not going to entertain it. Reginald Mustard Bacon, like a self-fulfilling thing. We said there's no wrong with Black women or women of any color. Something's wrong with them. True that. Women do not take accountability. You can't look Glenn Shepherd when you make comments like that. Women do not take accountability. You got to peel back the layers on that thing, right? You just can't put a blanket statement out there with some more detail. Like I said, people's view of the world is typically based off their experiences that they have had in the world. Matter of fact, I'm saying it's 100% based off the experiences that you have had in the world. And so when you make comments like that, you know, you've been through some things and it kind of make your views a little bit jaded. And when you say a woman don't take accountability, I'm just gonna have to narrow that thing down and just say the women that you have experienced in your life do not take accountability. Reginald said, left my ass out. There are bots here, bro. Probably so. That other guy, you right, probably so. But I done kicked them out. You can't come back on here, sir. Felisa said, yes, for some reason they meet their kind in a partner. Two Piece in the Biscuit said, yeah, I told the lady I'm with in 1995, she's the last one. After that, I'm alone. Okay, that's your decision. Balance is important. Your peace of mind is important. Sister Cruz said, okay, yes, learn yourself. Absolutely. Two Piece in the Biscuit left out. You want me to debate No, I don't want you to debate Vendetta because Vendetta done got kicked off of here, sir. His views and comments are not welcome because, like I said, you got to have an open mind when you come on this podcast show. And like I said, any feedback or comments, even the feedback and comments that we give on the podcast show, we always say these are our views, these are our opinions. And we said because it's based on our experience. We don't get on here and say anything that we have not experienced ourselves. And so do we understand that some of our viewers, their views and opinions may be different than ours? Yes, but we don't attack them. We don't belittle them. We don't put up with that over here. Brenda Williams said, true God created us all equal and unique. Absolutely. Lisa said, self-love is the best love. That is true. Two Piece in the Business about alpha female. I'm still wondering about that one. We won't have time to get into the alpha female theory tonight, Two Piece, but I'm very interested in knowing your views on that. Brendan Williams said, because God is good. Two Piece in the Biscuit said, Felicia, it doesn't compare to the unconditional love of the opposite sex. Vendetta, you want to debate? That's another question about that. We're not going to do that. Matthew, a good woman brings out the best in a man. So All right, I think I already got all those questions. I got caught up. So awesome. Thank you guys for joining Just Conversations with Deborah. Why do men still don't view the woman as a partner in a relationship? We had a lot of wonderful comments, a lot of feedback, wonderful comments. Even though some, decided to go a little bit left with it, that's fine, that's okay. But I appreciate all your views. I appreciate you guys coming on here and sharing your experiences, sharing your thoughts, and be able to kind of unravel this topic of tonight. It was a great topic. I appreciate everyone. And if you are new to the Ladies Podcast Show, because a lot of you guys on here, I do not recall seeing on our show before, the lineup is up here on the scroller. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you will be notified when we are live once again on the Ladies Podcast Show. Our girl Velma will be back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, so it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. And if I recall, her topic is you will be propelled into your purpose, but sometimes it comes with pain. That's going to be a beautiful topic to cover tomorrow. So thank you guys for a wonderful Sunday. Thank you so much. You guys enjoy your rest of your Sunday. Hope to see you tomorrow on the Ladies Podcast Show. Good night.